Hello everybody out there, welcome back to the Renaissance Builder. Today's video is a little bit different. We are not playing video games, don't worry, but I do want to show you what I have accomplished for two reasons. One being I just kind of want to show it off, why not? And two being I need to make a record of this thing because it's about to disappear with the latest and greatest updates. So if you don't mind seeing what I've actually done, then by all means stick around. So, let's get this started. Okay, so what we are doing today is, again, not playing Minecraft per se, but showing you what I have accomplished on Avotopia. Yes, I have been playing on Avotopia for, well, I haven't been keeping track, but it's at least, if not more than a year. And it's been very enjoyable. If anybody actually wishes to enjoy Minecraft and everything about it, Avotopia, you know, playing with people, Avotopia is definitely a great place to do so. So we're just going to get into here, and I want to show you what we've accomplished. Now, hopefully Avomance does not mind going this far. I won't bother showing you everything else involved because that's his stuff. That's Avomance's stuff. But what we are going to do is go through this here portal. Oh, by the way, I am running a couple different video packs. One by Petronics. I can never pronounce his name. Hold on, let me check real quick here. Resource pack. Petrix. Running Petrix Resource Pack and video settings with the shaders. Sometimes I run Continuum. Sometimes I just use the Optifine shaders. So if you wonder while we're playing, that's what's going on. So let's jump in and see what I've been doing. This is Ren Harbor. Now obviously there's a lot here. I want to show you, and I want to put down on recording. Like I said, this is recording, and I want to show you this as a showing it off and to record it. So I'm actually standing on top of a lighthouse right now, but there's a lot here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back through each building from right where I started. So obviously this did not look the same when I started. It was just a big lump of land, and we started just over here in this little round building. Right here. Humble beginnings lead to great stories. Thought that was kind of cute myself. So yes, this is where I decided to start the whole thing. It's a meager little build, nothing special. And honestly, my entire project, my entire objective, my objective in going into this was to learn more about style and round. So everybody that plays Minecraft always starts off with square. Well, naturally, because everything is square. But in this case, I was like, I want to learn round. And it might sound kind of counterintuitive because everything is square, but it really has to do with scale and creativity. A lot of creativity. So here's what we got. This was my beginning hut. Nothing incredibly special. A bunch of spruce and oak and a bed and an ender chest and construction stuff over here, so you know, the furnaces with the coals and stuff in it, and then just chests. Now I have since emptied this out obviously because I use everything else elsewhere, but this is a great starter house. It really made for just a perfect starter house. That's just all it was. Nothing particularly fancy. Let's just get her done and move on. So, one of the first things I did was create the my first auto smelter. So, you know, we had the furnaces and everything, and I think I've broken it since, but you had the furnaces up here, and they would feed down into your bin here. Nothing special about that. One of the things we set up early on was the bone meal production here, because that was a big thing. And what I used to do that was a lot of these here berry bushes. the sweet berries. So I would just harvest a bunch of sweet berries. There were a lot more here when I started. And you put the sweet berries in there, and it would just, you know, compost them. Nothing special. So, like I said, once I had a house to live in, somewhere to go that monsters wouldn't get me, that's when I began working on the harbor itself. I'm going to go ahead and transition over because you probably don't want to see me looking at a screen so much the whole time. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to transition over to just the blank canvas for you. And so we could see everything the way it's supposed to. So, the harbor itself, right? This wasn't really anything too extraordinarily special. It does go under the water as well as over it, so tried to come up with a complete scene of the environment. I don't know, I just like it better that way. And I actually followed a lead from Avotopia himself. I watched one of his videos on building harbor walls, building a harbor, and I was like, that looks neat, I will take cues from that. So you may recognize some of that. So, you know, we built the harbor, and then it was the main, what I call the main mansion, which is this building right here. And my complete objective with the main mansion was to experiment with round and diagonal surfaces. So that's kind of how this whole thing morphed. Like, we have a spiral staircase that sweeps up both ends. The whole place is kind of built around a circle, you know? And that's really what I wanted to try. If you go up and look, in fact, we can do that. We'll just jump off here, get an aerial view. The house itself is very round. The top part is circular, but the house itself is very round. So we got a nice porch here with a great view of the harbor. Yes, I will get to that. It's one of my favorite builds, but start from the beginning. So, I tried. Obviously, we came in here, we built a nice, beautiful little living room. We got pictures and shenanigans going on up there. And this is our first time, believe it or not, this is the first time I ever got to use a beacon. So the beacon got hidden beneath the floor, because I just thought it seemed nice that way. So doors at each particular side, a nice little porch here. It just kind of seemed appropriate. Originally, I was going to try and build a diagonal farm, a diagonal crop farm up through here, and I quickly abandoned that. Because whilst it does actually work, and there's an experiment to be had with that, it does work, it just kind of didn't fit. So I dropped it and I moved on. Out this side, we can see the second building that I built in this area. Around here, ooh, this is one of my favorite parts. I love this part. All right, so a big part of Minecraft is enchanting. So we have our enchanting set up in here in this nice dark dungeony kind of area. You got your grindstone up here, and you're like, hey, what's this all about? A little bit of water. Seems kind of neat, right? It's just kind of like a, and then you pull this lever and it's boom. Oh, that's all my enchanting. And it is full enchanting. Apparently I don't have any of my stuff on me, but it is a full enchanting setup. So you can do your enchanting, you can grind out your stuff if you want your stuff back, and the whole 9 yards. It gets it done. And then you just pull this and everything disappears again. How about that? I mean, seriously, that's pretty cool. It takes up a lot of space. The redstone is kind of ridiculous. Like, it's all up in there and it's all down there, but I love it. It's pretty neat. That, by the way, I took a lot of the ideas of how to get this done watching Mumbo Jumbo, so credit to that. Then we come up over here, and this is just like a little back porch area. Voice is cracking over here. Yeah, So this is just like a little back porch area, nothing special. Right here. Over here. Now, one of the things that you definitely need when you are building with Minecraft is lots of stone and building materials. So, this is my double speed or like super speed stone generator. And the way this works is there's a redstone clock down here, which I could do better. I honestly could do better. Oh, of course you went over there. Oh, you suck. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that back now. Yay! Building with me. And redstone. Alright, so here's a clock. We get it started. And then what the clock does is it just runs these here pistons. Just like that. And what you do is you come in here and you just dig. And you can literally just hold your... Oh, I got speed on right now. So you literally just hold your... you would go over here and reset the beacon to super mine. And you just hold your mouse button down. And it switches sides every time. So it's literally non-stop super mining. It's pretty crazy. And then, of course, that gets caught up. You just turn it off by jamming that up. And, of course, there's hoppers to catch everything on both sides. But, yeah, that is a ton of stone. Then here is the basalt generator. And, again, same thing. Oh, I forgot. Yes. Oh, shoot. I got to put that back. Where's it go? Right here? Yep. Yep. I got to put... Come on. Oh, no. I broke it. Oh, shoot. Ah, bugger. I broke this thing good. Yes, I did. This isn't gonna work, is it? Nope. Yep, I broke it good. That needs a piston. Yep, yes it does. Ah, time for fixing what the Ren Builder broke. Alright, I'm gonna need a piston and a redstone torch. So, impromptu view of the storage unit. We just need a regular piston. Do I not have a regular piston? There we go. Oh, and a redstone torch. Alright, watch this. So, what this is here is, oh. I didn't realize that was going to work so easily. But it did, because I'm that good. Yes, sir. Done. And then we put this back. Okay. Just like that. Now, all right. This is going to, this button right here, I forgot how to use this thing, I tell you. It's great. All right, so this button right here is going to release the lava in a certain pattern. And that's important, because that's what makes it the faster. So we hit that. See how it released that one and then that one? So that's important, because when we come in here and we go to mine it, then it mines up even faster. And it has to do with block updating and all the shenanigans that way. So it actually works out pretty well. And then you just click the button and it takes it all in. That's how it works. Ta-da! Okay, anyhow. So, stone mine and basalt generator. Stone generator, basalt generator. All right, the one thing I didn't show you, which didn't actually work that well, and that has to do with the fact it's a server and there's lots of people. The basement was supposed to be the nether portal, and I don't know, I just like the cube nether portals. It's just kind of what I do. So anyhow, the basement was supposed to be the nether portal, but I couldn't get it to link up properly, so kind of gave up on it, and it didn't become the nether portal, but it's down here anyhow. So if this were something, if this were a single player server, then this would have been the nether portal. So we just come back up. Right. So that's the first floor. Obviously. Nice little view out here. Yep. Oh. No, we do not like you. Go away. Thank you. Okay, so come up here. We come upstairs, right? And to the second floor. So the second floor is mostly storage. This is where we did, you know, storing a lot of things. Now there is a bit of organization to this, and on the server you're not allowed to use too many. In fact, I probably used, because you can see right here, I used item frames to make the maps, but you're not allowed to use too many maps or item frames because they lag the server, and lag means it's just, you know, it's too much for the server to handle. It's a lot to process, I guess. So anyhow, so that's why there's no item frames on these to indicate what it is. So it's kind of one of those where you just kind of got to remember, right? I mean, that's fine. It's fine. Now here is my workshop. This is where I would do experiments with figuring out the block swappers and the all the rest of the gadgets and doodads I would do to make, you know, the redstone stuff work. So this is my workshop. Come up here, you know, make stuff and make more stuff and make stone stuff, and, you know, put your netherite stuff together. And this was neat. I always like this. It's the map of the village. So, you know, Ren Harbor. Here it is. That's the view of it. Yeah. So, on each side, we have a nice little deck on each side. It's just dressing and the roses. You come up here, and these, you know, you bone meal them, and you get your roses. You know, that's if you wanted red dye, or you wanted pink dye, or blue dye, then you could come out here and do that. It's not like an efficient machine. It's just something that looks nice. So that's what this is. All right. Third floor is the bedroom. That's my bedroom. This is where I sleep. Nice little view behind the glass. Yay, we enjoy the view, and, you know, the bed, and, you know, the clothes. Got to keep your clothes hung up nicely. Closet space, right? Closet space is good. Boogeyman space. No, we don't want the boogeyman, even though we look like the boogeyman. Good Lord. That's terrible. Anyhow. Puppy dog. Always got to have your puppy dog. Got some bushes and some planters, you know, a place to sit. It's all good. It's a bedroom. So, that is the first building, and that's right here. This green arrow, that's where we are. So you can see from this that the building itself is primarily a circle that obviously has stuff attached to it. But this was the epitome of what I wanted to accomplish on the server, is to learn diagonals and circles and everything except blocks. Even though you can see it's still, a lot of this translate to blocks. I mean, no. But, you know, the buildings, it translates to blocks. I mean, that's life. So, through here, the second build. Alright, so the second build here is, well, it's a villager breeder, right? So that's the villager breeder, and you would put carrots in here. And so you'd put your carrots or whatever food in there that you wanted. You'd come down here and flip the switch, and that would feed them. So you feed these two villagers, and then they see all these beds, and then they would have babies, and those babies would fall down into this space, right? So there's your space. And then when you wanted a villager, I don't know if there's a minecart. There's not. So you would put a minecart in here, and when this spits out a minecart, it snaps up one of these here villagers. Now this is only the first part of this. I think this is neat. And this I got from Logical Geek Boy. The idea of this comes from Logical Geek Boy, but this is primarily what it is, right? So the villager comes down the minecart, and he goes through here. Obviously, they can pass through glass, and they won't die. So they come through here, and these are the shaker rails, so that if they come across here and this rail is illuminated, it shakes them off, and they get off in this space. And that space goes down into there. So you can Snoopy up a villager and then send him around here, and he will get off at the space that you select. Now, how do you select a space? Well, I'm glad you asked. You come down here and you put a lever on the block. That's how you select a space. And that's where they get off. So when they get off, they come down to these spaces. Now, these spaces are unique. All right, there's monsters around here. I'm going to have to sleep a little bit. Let's make it daytime. All right, now that we're nice and rested. No, that was not a video cut. That's just how fast you get to sleep on Avotopia. All right. So, your villager comes down here. He rides the rail cart, and he pops out one of these here slots that you choose, and he falls down here. He can't get out. Even if I break this block on him, he won't like it. But I'm going to do it. He can't get out because that. As long as that is there, he can't make it out of there. Now, this is handy because when you want to get them down, and then you can give them a workstation. So that is handy. Now you may ask, what are these levers all about? Well, these levers are to drop them down to get whacked by the zombie. And you may wonder, okay, why would you want to whack them by the zombie? Well, that's easy. That's so you can cure them and get the prices down lower. You'll notice all the prices are lower. It's awesome. I love it. So that's what that is. So this is a villager trading station that with zombie pricing and the whole 9 yards. And you can kill them and replace them. It's so easy. This is like the easiest thing I've ever had to do as far as villagers. Easiest way I've ever had to deal with villagers. I'm telling you right now. Now this thing. What is this, you might ask? Alright, so this is unique. This part not so much. This is your basic chicken cooker, right? So you have, let's see, you can't see them from here. They're over this way. Chickens. So there's a bunch of chickens in there, right? The chickens lay eggs. The eggs, they get spit out right here, right there. The eggs get spit out right there. And they hatch little chicklets. And every time they hatch a little chicklet, it spits out some lava. Here's the thing. His head, by game rules, doesn't actually touch the lava. But as soon as they grow up, it does. So then it cooks the chicken. There you have, cooked chicken. And lots of feathers. So that's the chicken farm. Now, the other side is a little more interesting. So, here is what I call the ultimate cow crusher. What does that mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. So, in Avotopia, you're only allowed to have 12 animals at a time. So each side had 6 cows in there. But if you're on a single player world, you can put your maximum 24 cows in here. That's fine. It works just fine. Now, if you want, okay, so your normal, you know what? I'm taking that off. It's distracting. So your normal cow crusher gives you raw beef and leather, okay? Well, if you want to eat, you got to cook the raw beef. So that's what this does. This cooks the raw beef for you. So what happens is you get all your cows in here, and maybe you want to have them, let's say you want to have them, I need a temporary block. Is that diorite? Yeah, that's diorite. I don't know why that's there. So let's go ahead and set this up. Diorite. Okay, so you get your cows in there, right? All right, so your cows are in here. Now they can't go anywhere because they can't get out here and they can't get in there because that's a half block. All right, but you got all your cows in there and you breed them up. You know, you do your water thing right here. See, water. And then you feed them and their heads pop out here, right? So their heads pop out right here and you can feed them. And then when they have babies, the babies pop out. And when the babies pop out, they get pushed out, right? They get pushed out into this space right here. Well, in that space right there, they travel down to a compartment. Maybe I can see it better from the other side. Yes. They travel down to this compartment. So the babies get pushed down into this compartment where they exist. This is a block and a half high. And you can see there's lava right there. So what happens is the babies, they exist in this block and a half section right here. And they grow up. And when they grow up, their head gets into the lava and they get cooked. And when they get cooked, then they get down into here where I have, you know, other things stored. But yeah, this is like my ultimate cow crusher. It's on a single player world. It's beautiful. It works beautiful, and you end up with cooked cow. You end up with cooked beef instead of just raw beef. So that's nice. Okay, that was the second building that I did. The third building, I said, you know what? I was like, we have a harbor, right? So this is going to be a harbor. And I said, we need shipping. So that's what this is. This is a shipping depot. It's Ren Harbor Shipping. So we have a dock right here. So this is our dock. You can see it. It's on the sign. See? Ren Harbor Shipping. It's official. Okay, so we have a dock here. So that's nice. But we also have a crane, right? So you can pull your wagon up, and then the crane comes over and it goes and unloads your load. See that? You can just pick it right off with the crane, because that's how we do around here. We're efficient like that. So we come in here, and then I go, hey, you know what? Hey, you got some goods you want to ship? You got some goods you want to ship? Why, yes. Yes, I do. I have some goods that I want to ship. Okay. Then you go, all right, well, here's the prices, and sign here on the dotted line. And you go, oh, okay. I'm gonna sign here on the dotted line. Yes, sir. You got that? All right. Go ahead and unload those goods. Hey, here's some stuff you guys got. I think I need some stuff for my, take back to the cabin or whatever. When I go back home, I need some shinies for the old lady and some melon and stuff, right? So there's the shipping, and we go down here to the actual warehousing. Ooh, that sounded a lot like a creeper. But I don't know where they are. I'm afraid to check. These are doors. I'm afraid to check them. I'm not going to do it. There may be a creeper behind there. And creepers are terrible. All right, so yeah. So on the dock level, see that? Then you have your warehousing. And again, see, this is how you get it off at the street level, because, you know, it's a different level. So this is where you would go to get all your shipping stuff. So the ship pulls up and it unloads things and it loads things, and that's how business works. Yep, so that's the second building. I kind of like it. It's nice, you know. No, I'm sorry. Third building. That's the third building. Yep, I like it. It's just like that. And then I said, you know what? Fourth building. The fourth building, I was like, hey, there's a lot of sailors on these boats, right? And one thing sailors like to do is spend money and sleep in a bed. So they need, you know, and maybe tourists and like travelers and stuff are going to need a place to sleep. Oh, and there's nothing more that a sailor likes than a bar, right? Am I wrong? They want a bar. They want to drink. So that's what they do. So over here we got Ren Harbor Tavern. Yep, that's what this is. This is Ren Harbor Tavern right here. And it's not, you know, it's not super fancy. It's nice. It's nice. And we go in and we go, hey. Oh, look at that. There's places to sit. There's nice seating here with tables. You know, some more seating with tables. And check it out. There's a couch with a giant fire? Who doesn't like a couch with a giant fire? You just sit here and tell stories and drink your grog and all that kind of stuff. There's a table, you know, if you want to stand and chit-chat at the table, that's fine. You can order some food here. They got the big commercial refrigerator, and then the cooktops. These are supposed to be cooktops. That's what they're supposed to be with the, you know, the fan to the hood. Draws up all the smoke. That's what that's supposed to be. Not sure how much it looks like it, but that's what it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, you got a smoker back there too. See that? See that? Thought of everything. Anyhow, then you come up here to the bar, right? We got our jugs of liquor back here. You know, you got your green and your purple. That's how it goes. You go, yo mate, what can I do for you? Oh, I'd like a pint of some green stuff. Well, okay then. You get a pint of green stuff. And we got, you know, places to wash things up and storage for more stuff and oh well, that's what it is. You know, it seems so much simpler when you try to describe it, doesn't it? And of course, you know, big TVs and posters and stuff hanging all over the place. Oh, that is odd. I think that's a malfunction. I don't know, maybe. But taco, it's Taco Tuesday. Gotta love the taco. So yeah, that's the tavern. Now, you might say, well, what about when I'm tired? Like, what, you know, okay, so I drank my liver to death. What about when I'm tired? Okay, so we're gonna come up here. You know what? I didn't think that through. There should be stairs. There should have been a back entrance with stairs. Whatever. Anyhow, well, when you're tired, you come up here to the Ren Harbor Inn. Yes, the Ren Harbor Inn. And you go, hey mate, I need a room. And they go, okay, do you want a fancy room or do you just need a bed? And you're like, well, I don't have much on me. And they go, we got you, boo. And then you pay what you can, and then you go, since you already drank a lot, you know, you got to take a piss. So you take your piss, you wash your hands, maybe you even take a bath, right? That way you're not a nasty drunk sailor, because every sailor wants to be clean, right? So here's what you do. If you're wealthy, like the captain, maybe, that's a big picture. That's an odd picture. But if you're wealthy, then you might come in and enjoy one of these private rooms, you know, with a place to do your computing stuff and a clothes rack and a chair. Get a chair. It's a fancy room. Then there's, you know, other fancy rooms too. Maybe you want the captain's suite. Here you go. It's a bigger fancy room with a wraparound couch. Yes, with full access. Oh, look at that. It's another couch with a big fireplace. Because that's the kind of stuff we like. Lots of pictures. What even is that? Honestly. Like, I get it, it's a spider and a dude, but... Oh, there's another... Oh. That's a dude getting eaten by a spider. Terrible. Okay. Got a nice little porch out here to, you know, chill out and enjoy some things. But here's the thing. If you're not so wealthy, right? So maybe you're just an average sailor and you just want a bed. Then you get the third floor where we got all the beds you could possibly want. And a TV with a little, you know, hey, chit-chat station right here. So you got all your beds and your little chit-chat station. And maybe you're like, hey, I'm going to look down on the captain and I'm going to, you know, lob a loogie on his head. Nope, that's probably not a good idea. So you're not going to do it. Unless you're an idiot, like me. So we go back down. This is the, what am I up to? Number 4. This is number 4 building. Yes, and this turned out nice. I like it. It's, this was pretty much just, you know, a, let's build it and try it and see where it went kind of idea. And I'm not disappointed in it. There might be some things you can improve, like an actual stairway, a way to get from the tavern up to the end. But, you know, we won't be picky. Okay, so I'm a little unclear which building I built after that, honestly. So we're going to go over here and we're going to say structures, right? Here we have the Ren Harbor stables. Like if you need to get somewhere quickly, then you would come in here and you would go, well, there's a bed right there. So, you know, obviously somebody's sleeping on the job. But you'd say, hey, mate, I need to go somewhere quickly. You got a horse? And they go, sure shit. We got a horse. And you go, hey, cool. I'm going to pay you for a horse rental. And then you come out here and, hey, this one's got gold armor. That's snazzy. Nice little black horse. Hey, horsey. And then you got another painted horse. Like, hey, painted horsey, how you doing? And then you got, this one's skin and bones. That's crazy. But he's there. And he works. And you come out here and you go, all right, where are we going? So that's the stables. Again, not an overly complicated build, but it works. It works nicely. Now this one, this is a little different. This is the Ironworks. Now the Ironworks is something kind of special, and you can already hear it. The minecart's traveling and stuff, so that's a thing. But here we got, you know, some molten metals coming out of the furnace. You know, you got your furnace right here, and then the molten metals coming out to be casted, right? It's kind of neat, huh? This is a creation of my own design. That's it. I claim it. I made it. I designed it. It works, and I enjoy it. This is what I call the XP/Super Smelter. It has a redstone circuit in there that automatically switches whether you want to do, whether you're doing XP grinding or whether you're doing XP grinding or whether you actually want to smelt stuff. So obviously, input chest, output chest. And here's a switch, right? So forward, it's the smelter. Back, it's the XP grinder. So what does the XP grinder do? Well, obviously, I've got a bunch of stuff in here that is XP stuff that I didn't really want. Redstone on the server, it works different. And it's annoying, but it works different. But anyhow, on a single player world, this thing works beautifully. I will show you. We just got to go down here, this super secret tunnel. So we come down here and we go, well, this ain't nothing much. It's a bed. Actually, no, there's stuff hidden under the bed. This is our output elevator. Okay, so redstone. It's redstone time. Okay? Now, here's how this works. We take an output, and I got to think about this for a little bit. It's been a while. So what we do is we take an output. This is a, yep, okay, So these are the outputs from the chests, from the furnaces, okay? So all the furnaces come along and they feed here. As long as we have a redstone block next to that hopper right there, then that hopper gets locked and everything that comes through gets sent this direction to the elevator and up to the chest. But if I want to get rid of the stuff, this right here is actually just a trash can. So I can throw this in here. It's a trash can. It just detects the item and it goes, there's diorite. I don't like you. I'm going to spit you out. Apparently, it's malfunctioning. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm doing it wrong. It works from the hopper. Now, you'll notice that as long as this hopper has something in it, do I have anything else to throw in there? Nope, it didn't send a long enough signal. Anyhow, as long as this hopper has something in it, it's going to hold this open. And the idea is there's another circuit that goes to the inputs of the furnaces, right? So when you switch between XP and Super Smelter, so this is your XP output, right? It takes your green dyes or whatever you're doing, and it gets rid of it. You don't want it. It's just there for you. Just want the XP. So that will be running when you're XP grinding. But if you want to be a Super Smelter, then that's not so great. You actually want to keep the product. So here's what you do. You flip it over to Super Smelter. When you flip the switch, right now it's actually in Super Smelter mode. When you flip the switch, it shuts off an input to the furnaces, and it changes between XP and Super Smelter. But here's what happens. It shuts off the XP grinder, okay? As long as this thing is burning XP, it comes over here and it sends a signal in and it runs these hoppers. So as long as this is full of XP, then this will keep this unlocked. So everything that comes out of the furnaces will continue just to get annihilated, all right? You following me here? So XP grinder, as long as there's XP product being made, it keeps getting rid of it until when you have that switch placed, when this is empty, then it locks that hopper. As soon as it locks that hopper, then and only then it unlocks the Super Smelter input. That way, when you do flip it over to Super Smelter and add all your stuff that you want to super smelt, it won't super smelt until the XP is done. And that's it. And the other way around for the Super Smelter, like you can switch it over midstream. You could be midstream and all of a sudden change your mind and flip that switch, and this redstone makes sure that it doesn't cross over. That's the point of it. So I call it a zero loss XP grinder / Super Smelter. I like it. It works really well. It really does. So let's go check out the furnace array side of it. Sounds like there's monsters. I don't know where they are, but it sounds like there's monsters. So anyhow, here's how we dressed it up, right? Oh, there's the monster. Sword. Well, that was easy. So, we dressed it up like this whole thing is a smithy. So you got your iron, your shields, and your iron stuffs, right? Your iron stuffs, and then your gold stuffs over here. And, your rails and all this. So, like, this would be product placement, right? So this is where all your product, they want to show it off. Like, this is what you want, all right? So here's the input. Here's where you put the coal, or the bamboo in this case, whatever you're burning. And here's where you put your XP, all right? And obviously your Super Smelter input is from over there. So those are the inputs. If we go down here, you can see these are the furnace arrays. Now, if I wanted to get the XP out of here, in this case, it was just too small to have an automated XP locker, but I just come down here and I flip the switches, right? So that locks anything from actually coming out. Like, say I put this in here, and you gotta love the graphics. I do love these Petrix graphics. So, ta-da! It doesn't actually come out. You got to pull it out. And when you pull it out, then you get the XP. So you unlock it to let the things go through. And if you want it, actually, you just keep these things locked. That way, everything you do builds up the XP. No, I'm sorry, I was wrong. You keep it unlocked. Jesus. You keep it unlocked, and the furnaces collect up the XP. And then you come down here, and when you want to harvest the XP, then you lock whatever you're doing, you pull it out, and you get all the XP. Done. Can't believe I got that wrong. That's terrible. You might think I have no clue what I'm doing. So yes, that is how you do the XP, zero loss XP grinder thingy. So yeah, this was a fun build. And a very productive build. I did use it quite a bit. Making all your smooth stone and stuff. Anytime you want a super smelter, that was your game. On to the next building, right? So the next building is a lumber yard. So this is the lumber yard. And here we can just do right from scratch. So we come in, right, and we got a boat. So we come in with the boat, we got a load of lumber, right? So they're gonna offload the lumber using the crane, right? Just kind of makes sense. Check it out. I like this boat. So we come in. It's got an engine. See? It's got an engine. It's an engine bay. There's 2 of them. I like it. Anyhow. So, here's our boat. We come in, our barge, whatever. It's a sheet barge. And you pull in, you dock, and the crane unloads it. So here's the crane. I like the crane. The crane was fun. Again, a project that I wanted to build. So, you know, you got your pivot and your casters to hold the crane up. And in here is a workshop. And this workshop is for the lumber yard, right? So anytime we need to lathe, because this kind of looks like a lathe. So anytime you need to round stuff out, make shafts, anytime you need to actually fix anything like the gears and the sprockets and stuff, that's how you do it. Now, we come up here and we go up to the crane. So we go in here and we go to the crane. Yay! See, that's how you operate the crane. You put the windows down. Anyhow, so this is the crane operating room. It has terrible visuals. You can't even see the boat that you're supposed to be unloading, but hey, maybe that's just how they did it back then. It's a steam powered crane, hence the furnace. Well, you can't even see the furnace. That's kind of terrible. So yeah, here's your boiler to provide the steam, because it's a steam powered crane, right? And that's just how it works. Kind of nice, kind of fun. Nothing super special. Anyhow, you pick up the logs and you drop them off over here on the rails. And over here on the rails, you untie them and you push them out. And check it out. They come through and they go, and they get debarked. So this is the debarking station, right? And there's a lot of wood dust around here, you know? So that's how that works. And look at this. It's shaft driven. There's like a transmission and it drives these I put some thought into this thing, man. So you got the debarker over here, and then it continues around. I guess I got to go around here. So the debarker comes along, and then you go onto this, and then it starts spitting the wood through here onto the saw part, right? And it goes, and it makes it into boards. So then you have a bunch of boards. It's magic, honestly. It's a transmission, see? So you got your power input right here, and it spits out the spinny power over there, and it drives all these here saws. Interesting. I don't know, kind of dorky, but interesting. So then you take all your 2x4s and your 2x6s and shenanigans and stack it up over here. Hey, we're done. How do you like them apples? Processed wood. So this is how the whole plant operates, right? It's got a boiler, and that boiler provides the steam to drive the plant. See? That's how it works. I actually thought about this. It's kind of neat. Anyhow. All right. The next challenging build that I wanted to do was a shipyard. I wanted to be able to have a dry dock and some boats that we were building or renovating or repairing or whatever. So, here it is. This is the dry dock. And yes, the dry dock is under water level. So there's gates over here. I'm kind of proud of this. I really am. So you got your shaft, and then these here, I don't know what you would call them, where the chain comes in. That's how you would open the dry dock doors. See that? It's like a real thing, you know? Like, check it out. I even went as far as to say, hey, maybe we, this area is going to need to be built up, right? Ooh, I forgot about this. I really did. It was some kind of area I uncovered when I was digging all this out. I don't even know why I left it open, but I did. So yeah, I built up the area and everything. It's kind of neat. Now I gotta get out of the water. Hi, Doc. This is the fishing pier, by the way. Gotta eat something. So, the dry dock, this was fun. It You know, there's a little bit of water in there because, you know, it's old and we're not that great. And so you got your doors that swing open with these here mechanisms, right? And we got a boat in here that, I don't know, we're either building or working on or whatever. And yeah, it just works. It's pretty plain, nothing special. It's not like there's a bunch of things going on here. I did get the idea for this boat. I did not build this thing from scratch. I did get the idea from this boat from watching YouTube videos. And there was, you know, several guys were like, hey, these here boats. And so it's not mine. Unfortunately, I kind of forget the name of the guy that I did get the majority of inspiration from. But it's nice. It really looks like, you know, kind of a dry dock, which is what I was going for, so that was good. Cool. And there you have it. So that was the first boat that we wanted to build, a ship. And that's how that worked out. Now you'll notice there's a lot of open spaces in here, and I really did mean to build up like carts and like some actually life happening things, like, I don't know, maybe some wood carts or something, like stuff going on here. And I didn't get around to it, unfortunately, so that's one of my losses. All right, so here's this this road. Just seemed like this road should go out into a pier. I don't know, it just seemed appropriate. This is actually one of the last buildings I've built. I just thought something needed to go here, and then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, why not a rocket or TNT factory? Right? So that's what I did. I made a TNT factory. Here's a bed. It's gonna need that. Yeah, so here we have it. We got a boiler thing with a with a beacon in the middle of it, and then, you know, lots of levers and control buttons and things, right? And gauges. So here's your gauges for the plant, because, you know, it's a factory. And here we have two more furnaces that are cooking some product up, kind of stuff, and then it spits out on this here conveyor belt. It spits out TNT. At least this was my interpretation of it. I don't know. Maybe it's dorky. Maybe it's not. It worked. I like it. And it made for a neat building. Right? That's a neat building. A little bit worn for the wear. Some of the stucco is wearing off. You got, you know, brick and stuff showing through. So that's what that is. A nice little factory, right? And here we have other factories. So this was my idea of a twin, like, you know, it was two buildings, and they wanted to, you know, basically have a separate factory building, and then there's like a, I don't know, it just seemed industrial. So what we have going on here is our sugarcane and bamboo farms. That's what this is. Well, you just saw this one trip off. So sugarcane and bamboo farms. Bamboo comes up over here, and here's the thing, it gets collected, it goes underneath, and then item elevator puts it up over here, and this is where we store it. We've got lots of bamboo. Oh, that needs to be shut off. Boom. And boom. Shut that off. And it's as easy as that. On Avotopia, they require one of the rules is to be able to shut the farm off, because they don't want it to continually run and have, you know, an overflow event kind of thing. You know, it's server lag. They want to avoid server lag. So yeah, turn the farm off, and that's where it sits. So at this point, it looks like, yeah, it looks like everything is filled up. Oh, not that one. Okay. That's where it is. That's actually kind of broken, if you think about it. Yeah, that's kind of broken, but whatever. And probably the same thing over here with the sugarcane. Full, full, not full, not full. Okay, we're good. So the sugarcane is actually based on a Tango Tech design. It works really well. So you only let the sugarcane get one tall, and when the sugarcane is only one tall and you harvest it with a piston, it doesn't drop straight down. It carries the momentum. So what happens is it gets thrown against this here middle break, and then it falls into the water below it. It works really great. There's like no loss. You can see it gets thrown up against that and drops down. And then of course then that gives an area for the next one to, you know, have a water stream. So it really does work out quite well. Nice and compact. And up here we have, I like this one. So you stand over here, right? And it's your concrete machine. Super duper fancy concrete machine. Everybody's fancy, you know, Mumbo can suck it. My concrete machine is super duper fancy. Anyhow, this was actually kind of a joke because one of my friends on here, King, he likes super duper fancy concrete machines, like legitimate super duper fancy concrete machines, and I was like, huh, I just make my concrete in big stacks of water, or you know, I build them next to water in big stacks and I harvest it manually. That's just what I do. But so it was kind of a joke, but that is what it is. I needed to put something up here, and this is what I put up here. So that didn't work. All right. Now we go this way, and here's some more interesting stuff. I got to be careful over here. Mobs do spawn over here. For some reason, the anti-mob spawning never really worked right. I don't know why. I got the carpets, but they still spawn. Carpets and half slabs, and they still spawn. I don't get it. Whatever. I digress. So, one of my big fancy builds here was this here Cactus Farm. I will say this. I'm not a fan of these cactus farms anymore. Mostly because I was a fan, and I have... no, the cactus ones, the zero-tick cactus farms are pretty solid. I am a big fan of the zero-tick farms, just because it's a great way to get a lot of product without building super massive farms. It's just a little zero-tick thing, and you get lots of stuff. You know, so you turn it on, you get your stuff, and then you turn it back off again. Big whoop. But a lot of people, I guess, got upset about it. And, oh, it's OP. Whatever, man. Either way, this is what we got now. This is our cactus farming. So, here's the thing. Cactus, I don't really think is all that useful. I mean, sure, if you want green dye, it works well for that. And what I've got is the cactus. There's a collection at the bottom. It comes over here. Item elevator. Spits it up. And then there's a collection system. So we've got some cactus and some cactus. And then when this fills up, then the cactus goes into the composter, and we can get bone meal out of it. Now, it doesn't give a lot of bone meal, and it really doesn't give a lot of cactus all that fast. It's actually a really slow farm, so it's kind of terrible. This is just a little garden area. Yeah, so the farm is really kind of terrible. But, you know, I guess it's kind of neat. You know, it's kind of neat to have a big glass hole in the floor and the ground right there. This one, on the other hand, okay, so here, I took the opportunity, again, on Avotopia, you got to have an off switch. And since the cactus growth is by nature since the cactus growth by nature is kind of not really turn-offable, then, or conveniently turn-offable, what I have is that line right there. When this overflows and there's There's no room for bone meal. There's no room for storage. Then it goes to a trash can. So all that feeds a trash can. So I just kind of took advantage of that, and I made a trash can in this here building. So if, like, I run into a bunch of extra stuff that I don't really want, I can just, you know, throw it in there, and it's my trash can. Is there anything else I don't really want? I don't really need any of this stuff, I guess. But whatever. Here, this is fun, okay? This is a cocoa bean farm, and this is how it works. So let's see. I think I need to put the cocoa beans in my hand, right? And then you turn it on, and all that does is it feeds cocoa beans. Then you come over here just to the edge, and you, there you go. And you just hold down both mouse buttons, and it automatically grows and harvests your cocoa beans. It's that easy. And there you have cocoa. Ta-da! How'd this get in here? I don't know. See that? It's really fast too. Look at that. So, cocoa bean farm. Not very useful unless you're making cookies or chocolate or brown dye, I guess. So, and I figured I'd put a bed in here, you know. It is a little house. So this is probably my smallest, most adorable little build in the whole place. It's just a little house. Nothing special. So there's that. Now, this thing. This manor. I call it a manor. Right? The outside is done. But the inside is not. This was fun, and this was actually greatly inspired. If not, I used a plan from somebody else I watched on YouTube. Again, I don't remember who it was, but if I do find out, I'll put it in the notes for sure. You know, a map of the area. That's fine. Entrance here. Here's something I learned. Backwards door. So since the door is actually properly this way, then this is closed. So since this is closed, the mobs don't come through it. It's odd, but hey, it works. So this little space is done. You know, made a nice little, decorated this area, and that's about it. Everything else is not. So we got an open area. This is my work area when I was building the place. And lots of stuff. So you got a porch right here, looks over everything, real nice like, yep, And everything else in the building is, it's blank. I hate it. I would have loved to build this out, but it just never worked out. Great space though. It's an absolute great space. Like this should have been, if you were using, that actually looked, huh. This would be a great manor for like a main base. You literally have way more space than you need. Absolutely. Lots of views, lots of space. Some dingbat came in here and tried to make a toilet. It didn't really work, but anyhow. Oh, and there's broken windows. Well, that's not supposed to be that way. Whatever. So, here's a bed. Let's leave this off. Then the attic. The attic, I did kind of make sure it at least looked like, because I don't know. For some reason, I like the attic. It looks like an attic. It really does. So, kind of made sure of that. And then, this big old attic space right here. This... This is my little show-off moment, I guess. It's not much of a show-off, but it was fun. Dee-da! Emerald-based quad beacon. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. So that's what it is. Emerald-based quad beacon. And all of them are full. full beacons. Emerald-based quad beacon. This is also a great view of everything up in here. And with the jump boost on, then you can actually get on top of everything. It's a great view. You can see the build there. It's awesome, man. So, this one kind of deserves a fly around, so we're going to do that. Just to kind of get an image. Now, I used the 4 plant trees, so they're the super large spruce trees, just to give the house so that it doesn't look so completely out of place, because it's massive compared to everything else. But you have to admit, it is a good looking house for sure. It's, hey, look, even the back is done. How about that? So that's a thing. Come back over here. Yeah. So that's the manor. Great build. And moving on. So you saw the over there. Yep. Here is the redstone for that. I could probably dig it right in here, if just show you real quick. This is the redstone that goes into the block swapper for the magical enchanting room. Yeah, this is how it works. And when you don't have a, let's check this out. When you don't have a redstone, when you don't have block updates that work the same on a server, then you can use push and pull updaters. So this is actually a column that goes all the way up to the top, from top to bottom, and it updates everything. It turns stuff on and off. And it has an auto updater, so when it's engaged, you can use it. That way it turns off. I'll just put that back. It was fun, actually. Very fun. Alright, so we take this here, walk around. Ooh, one of the other buildings I didn't show you. We're going to come right around here. Is the butcher shop. Alright, so this end of it here, you got a butcher shop, right? Come in here. Yo, dude. Got some cooked beef. Got some pork chops. Yep, got some lamb. Got smokers all around. This guy, here's the butcher table, right? Everything's metal, because of course it has to be. It's stainless steel. Come back here and you've got your live beef and your sheep. Hi, sheep. Oh, I should have put pigs in there. Why did I not put pigs in there? I don't know. Up here is where I was going to have the butcher guy living, but I decided to put my nether wart in here. And as you can see, I got the soul speed enchantment on top of speed boost. It's fun. So that's a thing. So that's the butcher shop. Works out well. Here is a farm that I really do like. This is melon and pumpkin farm. And you can see by that, the way this works is the melons and pumpkins are planted right underneath these observers. So melons and pumpkins get planted right underneath these here observers. And when the observer sees it grow a pumpkin, then it fires 4 pistons that are next to it. That's what this redstone is about. So that fires the 4 pistons next to it, and those pistons then harvest the melons or pumpkins, whichever one they are. So if I come down here, climb down the ivy. All right, come down here. There's a minecart that runs around underneath all those melons and pumpkins and collects up all the ones that get harvested, and it spits them down here. And that's all your melons and pumpkins. And then it goes, hey, we can we can, when this overflows, then it starts making bone meal out of it. And this farm for sure is a good one. It makes a lot of bone meal quickly. You can see that. And you get food from it, and it's tradable. So you can go to your farmers and you can trade the melons to the farmers and get emeralds for it. That's how I got the emerald beacon. This is a hopper. There's a hopper elevator here, and then it feeds into, you know, the chests, and then it comes across and feeds your, you know, your composter there, and then that's a trash can. You know, so when all the space is full, then it can, instead of clogging up, it just fills up the trash can, gets rid of it. That way, it's server friendly, because we like being server friendly. So, melon and pumpkins, that is fun. So the last building on this side, let's see, yes, okay, so we got melon and pumpkin farm. This was supposed to be some kind of amphitheater design that I was working on. I don't know, it kind of works. It's nice, I don't mind it. Here's the back side of, you know, the stone generator and the basalt generator. That's the back side of that. Then of course the governor's mansion right there, you know. And we have all these paths and everything that run around. So the last building on this side, actually it's not, but it is one of my favorites. So it turns out, I didn't know this when I selected this, but hi dude, this, there you go. You probably noticed it from there. I ended up planting right on top of a mine shaft. So that kind of sucks. But here's my favorite part. That is a big old floor shaped like a creeper. This whole cavern, I made this cavern. I'm not joking. I made this whole thing. Boom, there you saw it. That was a creeper falling out of there. Boom. Yep, you got it. This is my creeper farm. That's how it works. So let me show you. Yeah, I had to make this whole cavern. And basically what it was is this was a giant ravine underneath here, which was a mob. Oh my god, it was a mob horde down here. It took several dying attempts to get rid of them all. So I turned it, I'm like, this is a giant open space. So I'm like, I'm going to make a cavern out of it. And that's what I did. So here's how it works. We come down here, and I go, whoop. All right, so here is where they travel up. I don't know if you can see it. If I look close enough, maybe. Do I have a torch? I do not. Anyhow, so they travel up this here water column, and then they go across, and there's another water column that drags them over, and they fall out of there. And they hit the floor and die because, you know, fall damage. So under that floor is a series of hoppers that just collected up. So the boomer guys, they fall and they die over here, and then these collect up their gunpowder, and there you have a bunch of gunpowder. There we go. Tons of gunpowder. Underneath here, you can hear the kitties. Underneath here is the creeper farm itself. So, let's see. Is that it? Yep. If we go down here, then this is all the workings for the creeper farm. And the reason that this exists is because I can turn the creeper farm off. Yeah, you don't really see much. Can't really see into it very well, but basically it's, you know, I'm gonna say Logical Geek Boy, maybe, might have a thing on it. Probably. Actually, I think even Avomance has a thing on this kind of creeper farm. Down here you can see what I was talking about. This was a giant ravine with a mine through it. It's kind of fun that way. And then I just build this section up as a creeper farm slash Doo-doo. Yeah, this goes around the base of it. This is the collection system. So I just built this up as a creeper farm slash... Great, how do I get out of here? Oh, I got myself stuck in here again. Oh, there we go. So yeah, that one was fun. It turned out really great. If I come up here, this is what this whole place started out as. This was a giant ravine down in here. So you can see that was a lot of, this is what it was underneath. This is the wall of the cavern in there, obviously, but yeah, that was kind of a pain. But it turned out alright. I like it at least. I didn't realize this was so close to the heart of the sea. Alright. Ta-da! So cool. That is my gunpowder farm. Nice project. And this, that's how you turn it off. Right? And really all that does is it sends a signal down and turns a bunch of lamps on. So turn the lamps on, and the creepers won't spawn. So we come up here, and there's one more building that I want to show you. Oh, I forgot to show you the lighthouse. Let's do that. So the lighthouse isn't too terribly special, except it is... Oh, Lord have mercy. Why can't I hit you? Good Lord. That was terrible. Whatever. Anyhow, alright, lighthouse off in the middle here. So this thing was kind of crazy actually, because I had to build up, these guys. Hold on, let me put on my helmet. So I had to build up this entire pier. Now this I didn't do as good of a job on. It doesn't look all that mountainous, I know. Forgive me. But at least it's there. This side I had to build up a little differently because of the ravine right there. So, but it is solid. You know, you kind of got to give me that, I guess, maybe. Alright, so we come up in here. No, I didn't do the interior. And we go all the way to the top. I had a couple snowmen in here. I don't know what happened to them. And ta-da. End portal. That's what this ended up becoming, an end portal. And of course, a great place to view the thing. Now, if you look right down there, you can see there's some illuminated stuff. So let's go down there. Here we have a skelly spawner farm. Yep. You just come down here and you wait a little bit, and there's a skelly spawner that is just at the right distance when I'm standing right here to turn on. And the skeletons, they spawn, and then they come down here and they get shot up. You'll notice they get shot up all the way to here, and then they get run across right in that channel. So that's kind of neat. And this, you got a nice little roof here, so that's nice right there. But yeah, so if I stand right here, it should turn on the skelly spawner. I don't think we'll wait. I guess you'll just have to take my word for it. Got some storage for the skelly stuff, arrows and bones, all that stuff. I love, by the way, I love the sound that the bone blocks make. I don't know, it just suits me. So, up. I heard a skelly. There it is. Right there. So you just come down here and you go, yo guys, how you doing? It's that easy. So it's I wouldn't say it's great as an XP grinder or whatever, but it works. So I might as well, while I'm out here, explain. Ooh, I don't like the rain. Nope, I don't. So we're gonna come up here and sleep. And there's a very good reason I don't like the rain. Because if lightning strikes that boat, I'm in big trouble. Because it's all wool and it'll burn down quick. So, let me explain the boats out here. As soon as I had my little starter thing done, my little starter house done, and I had the basics of this here harbor constructed, I said, well, you know what? So, when in Avotopia you have warps. And, in other words, it's an easier way to get around because you're not allowed to build until you get like 6,000 blocks out. So, this is my warp. When you hit, when I warp to my base, this is where you land. And this little dinghy. So it's my little dinghy. I like it. So this is my first boat in the whole place. And then this was my second boat, right? So this was just another version of, you know, I guess what, a one-masted schooner or something like that. You know, hey, you got some shipping, and you would have, you know, you get up here behind the wheel, woo, piloting my boat. But again, I was going to build more, what in the world? Those chaps look crazy. So I was going to build, you know, carts and things happening on the dock, but I never got around to it. And then I said one day, I was like, you know what? I want a speedboat. And that's how that thing came about, as a speedboat. Because, you know, why not speedboat? So then I built a speedboat, and that's my speedboat. And actually, it's kind of terrible because my speedboat doesn't have an engine, but it's still pretty cool, you know. Go speeding the boat and speedboating. I'm saving that for last, best for last. All right, just a little bit more, guys. Stick with me. I know it's been a bit, but all right. So that's it for this side. Now we build a bridge. And we go over the bridge, right? And I don't know why. It doesn't really fit that well, but I really wanted some water features. So I made these here water features. Nothing special. But yeah, I don't know. I really wanted to make these here water features. And for some reason, I really felt like making a flower garden. Call me a dork, whatever you want. I really like the flowers. So I made a flower garden. And I actually made, oh, that looks terrible with these graphics. But that was a homemade tree. And I was like, you know, nice little place to relax. Just kind of chill out. You know, just zone out, be zen. All right, so flower garden, that's the flower garden. And then I was like, well, let's do some farming stuff. So I made a barn. And the reason I wanted to do some farming stuff is because I needed sheep. So here we have the Avomance sheep thing. You would, you know, dye them in different colors, and then you'd have this guy down here. Gets all your wool. Ah. This thing never stops, I tell you. And this is one of my favorite builds, right? So this is a micro crop farmer. So you can take seeds, whatever seeds you want. Let's go beetroot. I ain't got too many beetroot. And you come over here, you turn it on, And you go, just like that. Is that not neat or what? And just like that, you got a bunch of beetroot seeds. It's pretty cool. I like it. So that was the, the micro farm. And then of course, you got your barn. And in the barn, you have your hay lift right there, and your loft full of hay in the hay barn. I was gonna put some more storage out here, and I just never finished it. And then back here we have another fun one, right? Do the fields of hay just because it looks neat. We got some melons along the border. Nice little pond with some fishies. By the way, ooh, let me take the helmet off again. By the way, do not put your oxalotl in the pond with your fish. It'll kill the fish. And it killed some of my fish, and I was sad. But yeah, fishy fish, and fishy, and flippy. Got fish in this little pond. I thought it was cute. But here we have our, oh Jesus, what did they call it? Apiary? Aviary. Yeah. The place where you grow stuff in a greenhouse. So, you got all your crops and everything in here, and your walkways and the gravel, and it's nice, and there's like a window over here, and it's nice, and there's a little water feature, and hey birdie. So you got your water feature just because it's nicer and it keeps the humidity up, and then in here are the bees. We like bees. Hi bees. So, yeah, it's fun. Again, not the, and also again, if you'll notice, it's also a practice in not straight architecture in Minecraft. You'll notice this one is off to a different angle than that one, and nothing is square in this build, and so that's important. So come up around here. Ooh, you'll like this one. You'll like this one. It's my John Deere. It's my John Deere tractor. So we got our tractor. Now this. Okay, so this. This was supposed to be some kind of old, like castle type enforcement of the bay. So there were going to be gates or enforcement of the river. So there were going to be gates and stuff here, and I don't know, it just wasn't working out. So I turned it into, it's falling apart. What do you call that? Aged? Or, decrepit kind of thing. So you can get up here, and there were going to be embankments or, cannons and stuff. But like I said, it just wasn't working. There was going to be a bridge. Take this down. Across here, and this was going to be more of it. And you're going to be able to go up here, right? And, be like, ooh, who goeth there? And be like, eh. But it just wasn't working out. So I blew it up. I blew some holes in it. And I said, you know what? It's just falling apart. Well, anyhow, it's not my proudest. This is not my proudest build. But it exists, so it's here. The idea was that this was going to be a part of like some old structure that goes the whole way across. This is not my building. This is my buddy, Sai, I believe. And yeah, so this is just kind of a thing. It just turned out this way. That's just how it turned out. Yeah, so now we're going to go back. That is pretty much the majority of it. This was a house. I had built a house here. And it was supposed to be like, one of those modern styles. I don't like modern in Minecraft. It just is weird. But yeah, so that is the majority of it. Except for the very last build and my favorite build of all. The Constitution. Old Ironsides. Right here. Man, flying does not do justice in Minecraft. Here it is. Old Ironsides. Come around here for a different view. You can kind of see the structure of the boat, of the ship. And this is a one-off creation. I designed this one myself. And I did this using pictures. I printed up a bunch of pictures and, you know, tried to do like a little bit of a scale kind of idea. Like, hey, these are the proportions and all. Even if you go underneath the water, the scale for underneath the water is all correct for how big the displacement hull is. And, yeah, so, you know, kind of went with a little bit of, you know, the ship's moving forward, so it has the water and the wake and the turbulence and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so there's that. Now, I'm going to come up under here to a secret hatch. This is not period correct. That is not to scale. There is no secret hatch under the boat. But this is what I did with the boat. It is an iron farm. You gotta love it. So you got a little guy in here, a little monster in here. He scares the villagers, right? And they generate. So here we got iron, more iron, almost 2 chests full. Come up here and you can see the spawn chamber. So you have a spawn chamber here. Yep, there one goes. And he just gets washed down here into the fires. Boom. Just go down. What's up, dude? See ya. Cool. So, this is my little home away from home here. Yeah, that hurts every time. So this is my little home away from home. It's a ship. It's covered in barnacles. I don't know why. That's just part of the graphics package, but it kind of works. I think it's because of the wood's proximity to water or something like that. I don't know. Got our map. Map of the area with the good-looking ship. We're on the green dot right there. You know, you got your dressing. You got your captain's table. This was King's idea. You put that in there so it kind of looks like a royal... It kind of looks like a royal chair. A little bit. Gotta use your imagination a little bit, but it gets there. And, you know, some storage. Not much. But, good stuff. Good stuff. Gotta like that. Woo! Gotta like the diamonds. And the netherite. Anyhow. This is the off switch for the iron farm. And all that does is it sticks a glass block over top of the zombie so that the villagers stop being scared. That's what that does. So here is the top of the ship. Now here is something I am kind of proud of. This ship is accurate, for the most part, to a degree. So your ventilation box is right here. Your wheel, double-sided, is right here. All these little items and accoutrements are there, except for these. That's not there. Usually you would climb down that hole to get below decks. I just want it to be easier. Including this big cargo hatch. You know, right over top of the spawning platform. Even this thing, and this thing, and this thing. Look at the pictures. This ship is actually pretty accurate. This is my idea of cannons, by the way. And if you'll look, you're like, why is there a red brick under there? Or a red, you know, chunk of wool? Look for yourself. On the USS Constitution, they have the cannons are sitting on red slides that That way you could move the cannon around and aim it. You know, you'd pull it back and load it, and you would push it forward, and you could actually like move it over here and aim it. So that is important. The little red part. I'm really proud of this thing. It took a while. It did take a long while to build, but this is like, I'm gonna say as accurate as a little me could make it, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like, this thing is a looker for sure. Like, that is just a sight to behold. I love the way the thing looks. It's just, I love it. Really happy with this, how the Constitution turned out. I like this boat. I might even build it again. Don't know. In the next world. So, come up here to my little viewing platform. And this is my village. This is Ren Harbor. So yeah, if you watched this whole video, then you should totally get a prize or something, like a reward, because that's a hell of a long video. But hey, I really appreciate it. I do. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I think I got it all. Yeah, I think I got everything. Again, I really appreciate you watching to this point. And, you know, be sure to hit that subscribe and bell icon. I might be starting a separate channel for Minecraft builds. Because here's the thing. You might be asking, why? Why are you making this video now? Well, that's because the season is about to end. And it's going to get erased. This whole thing is going to go bye-bye. And I won't have a record of it. And that's kind of sad. But really not. It's a game. We get over it. And we move on. And we get better. So that's the whole idea. That's why I'm making this video. To keep a record of what was accomplished here. And to move on and do it again in the next season. Starting from scratch. And the next season, starting from scratch, we're going to be working with several other builders in this massively large project. And it should be incredibly fun. And that I plan on videoing a lot more. So there'll be a lot more content. So I may start another channel just for the Minecraft content. Might do that. And if I do, I'll let you know for sure. But you know, that's it. So, again, till next time, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.